Hello, folks. Welcome to a two-scope, one-person star party. I am at Overstreet, and welcome to the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel. Alrighty, guess where we are. If you've been following the last couple of nights, I've had clear skies, and I've been out imaging the planets, Jupiter and Saturn, in our location, southern United States. The planets aren't really high in the sky. They're reaching maybe an altitude of 30 degrees at transit. So we're shooting over a lot of light pollution. And in spite of that, the last few days, the scene has been pretty decent. And all in all, I've been pretty pleased. So tonight, for the time that I'm going to be live, which is not nearly as long as it was last night, I'm going to try to get it where I can see the comments when they're made in the chat session. I won't be able to see the comments. I'll be able to see the live chat. Okay, and so with the Smith Cassegrain, just like last night, we're on Saturn, and I'm going to set up a capture session. We're going to do we're going to have 5,000 frames, and we're going to do 10, and we're going to have a 30-minute, let's make this a 20-second interval between captures, which, if needed, they'll give me a chance to move Saturn in the crosshairs. I want to keep it as close to the crosshairs as I can, because the stacking that I'm going to be doing with WinJu posts, it'll just make it easier. And what we're going to do, or what I'm planning on doing, is imaging tonight both, again, Saturn and Jupiter. And unfortunately, last night, I'll bring up the other kit. Last night, I had planned to image both HA and O3 for the Veil Nebula. The HA came in pretty good, but by the time I'd gotten to the O3, it was about the time that I got offline. I started having some cloud issues, and guiding went kaputs. And so out of the, I wanted to get, how many images did I want to get last night? I had 80, and out of the 40 that I wanted to get, no, I had 40. This isn't right. I ended up with 91. No. No. We wanted 80, and I ended up with, let me edit this. And I ended up with 52. So I kept 12 out of the extra 40 that I took. That's how bad things got. So, and I want to go to 80. I have about 2 hours of exposure time is what I have. and 2 hours and 30 minutes. Then what I thought I would do is I thought then I would go to a new target, and I looked for some targets, and I thought, well, let's go to IC 1805, which is the Heart Nebula. So I'm going to go back and set that up right now so that automatically when I stop imaging the veil, it'll go to the heart. So I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to come down to Framing and Mosaic, and I'm going to type in IC 1805 and hope it finds it in its catalog of image. It will find it. It says it won't, but it's going to. This happened last night. All right, let's take this space away. I had a, nope. Let's make a space. Oh, I found it. You just keep clicking. It's a glitch. Wait a minute, unable to download the working canvas. Okay. No, that's not okay. I don't know what's happening with this beta version, but whatever. So let's do this. Let's go to, I just took some pictures of a track meet. Let's go to Astrobin. And let me go ahead and sign in. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to search for IC 1805. And so we'll pick an image we like. And let's, I got a wide field kit here, so let's do this one. And oh, goofy, they didn't put their information in, so I got to find one where here. Let's try this one. I need RA and DEC. Here we go. This has it. So this image, this imager, he put at least the coordinates in. So I'm going to copy this URL, and let's go back to let's go back here, and I don't know if it'll let me. I don't know if it'll let me do this on. No, heck. Let's cut out Framing and Mosaic. I'm going to click on a new target. I'm going to click on this wheel, and I'm going to populate from Astrobin. And I'm going to paste that URL. I'm going to check and see, and it was a success. So I have loaded into this all the IR and DEC information that will get me to IC 1805 Heart Nebula. And I want to put the 70T telescope. I want to be reminded of what gear that I used when I see this target, because I've got several different setups, and this will be the 70T and the 1600 ASI 1600 camera, and I'm taking it on 9/18/22. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And while we're on this, let's go ahead and set it up. I'm going to take HA 03 and S2. I don't know what's happening with framing and mosaic in this latest beta version. I'm about ready to just go back and work on the. Let's see. I want to go 240 seconds. Well, I don't either. Let me go look and see what the magnitude of this thing is. Data, the visual magnitude. Yeah, it's a bright nebula. So let's go 240 seconds. Boop, 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 back. And let's do 40. No, let's do 30, 30, 30. And that will be 6 hours. And we're going to start about 11 o'clock. So let me advance up here to 11. That'll be about 37 degrees. That's fine. I'm going to go 1 hour, 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, and then I'm going to be dealing with daybreak. So that's 7 hours. So I'm only going to get about 5 hours in, counting dithering and focusing between temperature drops and filter changes. So we need to be aware of that. Let's try 25, 25, 25, and that's 5 hours worth. And so I'll add 5 hours again tomorrow night, get 10 hours in, and that should be a Grace's Plenty. So once we finish taking these, I guess we're at 54, so 26 images in O3. I just don't have enough O3, and once we get enough, then this will automatically move over to the Heart Nebula and start imaging it. It will slew to it. It will stop guiding. It will slew to it, and it will center it, plate solve, center it, start guiding, focus again, and start imaging. I could actually go to bed now, and it would automatically take care of that. I am still puzzled by, and I got to write Jared at Sequence Generator Pro on the forum and see if anybody else is having this problem where, let's try something real easy. Let's try M31. And I had problems last night, and let's fetch that. Well, that worked. Maybe it just didn't have it. So here's M81, and so I could have framed that easily, but I see 1805, it didn't have it. It's hard to believe. Oh, let's do something else. Let's go over to, let's see what else. It's also called LBN 654. So let's see if that works. Let's go back to LBN 654. Let's see if that solves. It did. It just didn't have IC 1805 in it. Okay, there's the heart. So I can draw my, okay, I'm actually going to use this and create a sequence. I'm going to leave it at a pin the target, which means I'm going to add this target. I'm going to call this heart IC 1805 70T and 1600 and 91822. I'm not going to rotate. I want to go slew to the target in center. When I'm done, it was a success. So it's added it right there. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm just going to uncheck it, and it'll go to this one. So I need to set this up. And we'll do the same thing. HA 03. And it would have been fine using the Astro bin, but I wanted to make sure I had it framed just exactly the way. It already knows the scale of my field of view and camera and telescope combination, and so it will center the heart just as you saw in the framing in Mosaic, and that's what I want. All right, what am I doing here? Okay, we're going to do HA, and we're going to do 204 minutes, not 2400, and we're doing 25, and we're going to do 03. The reason why I enter it twice, this triggers a new filter change. So, and this is going to populate the file with 03, so it's part of the naming nomenclature. So let's go to 4, 25, and find S2, and 2, 4, 25. All right, so we have 5 hours of imaging to do there. And as soon as this is done, which is about an hour and 45 minutes, I think we said an hour and 40 minutes from now, which it's 9 o'clock, 10:30, say around 11. There won't be any filter changes because I'm only doing 03. By the way, we better go back and see if Saturn is still cooking. It is. Oh, we never ran this. Crap. Well, it's probably just as well. Let's center it again. Let me go down to PhD, and let's clear this, and let's stop this. Let's go back to, I'm actually guiding on one of Saturn's moons. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? All right, we're ready to move this over just a tad bit, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Let's see. I think north moves it, yeah, and west moves it up, and north moves it over, and west moves it up. There we go. We're going to stop right there. Let's bring up PhD. Start looping. Let's find us a star. And it's got the moon again. And let's start. Love it. And try again. And let's start guiding. So we are now guiding 4-second exposures. I'm going to go down to 2 seconds. Probably should have put it on a half a second. And well, no, it was going to pick up that star anyway, or that moon. So anyway, we're going to try to keep, we're going to guide while we are imaging, and cross our fingers that we won't have big jerks in the corrections. So let's start. And we are off capturing right now. We have 260 or 70 frames, and we're headed to 5,000. Then we'll have a 20-second pause, and we'll do another 5,000. We're going to do 10 AVI files and derotate those in WinJPost after we process them in either Castrator or PIPP. I like PIPP. It allows you to crop a lot of the background away and align them, center them for AutoStacker. And then I at AutoStacker do the conversion, stacking, registering, and conversion into a TIFF file. We'll let Registacks apply wavelets to, and we'll also do some color balance. And they'll be debayered in AutoStacker. Registack will bring the color out and add some sharpening, some clarity to Saturn. And also the geography will change. We need to move it about 100 10 degrees. So that's on a kind of a slight angle, and that's just kind of how I like it. It's just up to choice. I don't like to view it this way. I said yesterday when I was imaging, I need to rotate the camera, and I just forget to do it. It would have been very easy to rotate it about 55 degrees to the right, and then it would have been like this, sort of like this, with north going up. This is north right here. So we're knocking that off, and let's go back to, all right, we have our second session up, and there are the images coming in 03, so let's stretch them. So we're getting some pretty good 03 coming in. I like it. Guiding is going okay, not probably much different than last night. Oh, it's a little higher. It's at 0.98. And our RA and our deck are a little separated more than I like. Let's see what the half flux radius is 85. That's still good. Let's look at our stars. Let's those look all right in that image. Those look okay. They look okay. So everything's looking pretty good so far. If I'm at 8.84, that'll be fine. My mean's higher than I like, but I'm really low in the sky, and it's early in the evening, and all the lights are on. So probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock, this will drop to about 2,000, maybe 1,900, and it'll end up before the night's over around, well, I'll leave this target, so we're going to head over to the north part of the sky, northeast, and where will I see 1805 be at, let's change it at 10:30. Let's say 11 o'clock. Where will it be? That's about the time I'll finish that other, and it's right here. So let's see where that is. Altitude will be about 35 degrees. So it's going to be shooting over Spartanburg, the city. So I don't expect the mean to be all that good until we get up here, because what time does it transit? At 4:14. Okay, it's going to transit about the time I'm going to stop imaging. I think we stop at 4:30. So it's going to transit. We'll take by the time it recenters, focuses, starts PhD up, it'll be time we will have had most of our images. So, okay, let's go back and check. I want to clean this up though, and what I'm going to do is, as soon as this image is completed, we're at 46 seconds, I want to go ahead and delete this Heart Nebula, and we'll use this sequence instead. And okay, let me go back, and it's going down to 20 seconds, and as soon as it gets down to I'm going to go ahead and click pause, and it's going to keep the current frame and then stop when it gets finished. Okay, it's downloaded, and we have a sequence paused. So now I'm going to click on this and delete it. it wouldn't let me do it while it was running. So now we're going to go ahead and resume, and we're running a dither. The mount's moving a few pixels randomly. The auto guider is settling, and it's waiting, and it's ready to start imaging, and we already are starting our next image. So we're getting, if you're just joining, we're getting our oxygen that we didn't get last night because clouds came in and swamped the sky. I lost stars 40 some times. I didn't know it. I went on to bed, and when I woke up expecting to have everything I wanted to finish this image, it didn't happen. So, all right, let's go back to Saturn and see where we are. Scene is really pretty decent. Saturn's holding really. It's and I see the bands in the. Let's go up here and change our. See, zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, that's looking good. Overall, we ought to be getting a good image. And so last night, when I was imaging the Veil Nebula, I was also taking some Jupiter pictures. So let's process one of those and see what it looks like while we're waiting for some of this other stuff. I'm going to go to the external drive, and we're going to go to 9/16 was, what's the day? It's 18 was, wait a minute. That's not what we want. Here's what we want. No, we don't. Here's what we want, 9/17. Okay, so let's take Saturn. Let's look at this Saturn. Let's process one of those. This is one of the first ones I took, and that gone. Doesn't look that hot. Let's scrub. One of the reasons why I do like to process in PIP is that PIP will find the best reference frame for me. So, but I'm going to go ahead and just use Registax, and found one right there. Let's see. Let's just toggle through this. See if I can get a good reference. I'm actually just looking for bands in the rings. Let's see if it's towards the end. Looks okay. Looks better. All right. We have planet, dynamic background. Let's go up noise to about 8. And double size. We're not going to double stack. Let's analyze. We got all the time in the world to do this while we're doing another image. We have 7 remaining, so we've taken 3 5,000 frame AVI files. We're going to take 10 in total, and then sometime tomorrow I'm going to make a video, and we're going to take Saturn. We just had a bump. We're going to take Saturn and Jupiter and process those in auto-stackered Registax, and then we're going to go into WinJupos, and we're going to derotate them and come up with a image that will be the result of 10 AVI files stacked together, derotated, which is necessary due to the fact that both Saturn and Jupiter uh, complete a day in 10 hours and less. So they rotate a whole lot quicker than Earth does. We actually have better signal tonight than we did last night. These ought to look pretty good tomorrow. For my kit, and I don't have a real good optical system for doing planets. This is a 8-inch Smith Cassegrain, and it has a 2.5 times Barlow, which is it's a power mate by Teleview. It's the same thing as a Barlow, and it makes my effective focal length at about 5080 millimeters. But I have a 25. I have an F ratio of 25, which really means that my frame rate is very low, and I have to run the gain up higher than I like. And so my gain's at 348, and I hate being that high. But I need at least to take these at 25 frames per second, so that's why I'm doing it. And I'm hoping I can drive some of that grain noise that's the result of high gain out with noise reduction software. And it works pretty good with Saturn. It doesn't work nearly as good with Jupiter because you want to see the detail in Jupiter, and noise reduction doesn't leave the detail the way you like it. The best of our noise reduction software doesn't, and I've got some good noise reduction software. So we are again tonight looking at a live view of Saturn in what I call good seeing conditions. Look at the bands. I hope you can see them. You can see the rings, the bands on the rings, and they're doing very well. Bingo. I love it. And then over here on the other side of the observatory is a live imaging session for the Veil Nebula. I hoped I could have finished this last night, but when we got to the O3 images, we ended up with clouds and other issues that caused guiding problems, and so what I got, I ended up throwing it away. I ended up keeping 11 out of 40 frames last night, so that's kind of how bad things got. So started out very good, and tonight we're starting out pretty good. Guiding's decent. It's less than 1. It's not as good as it was last night. Our RA and our deck are very close now, so I'm going to get good stars. And but see, this is the same telescope system that I used last night. I haven't done anything. I haven't moved, changed a thing. Nothing's changed. I went out and I put a patio umbrella up that covers it during the day, that just helps to keep the sun off of it. And that's all. And nobody's touched the mounts, so I run them from inside. And so I start the mounts up, and last night guiding was in the 6.60, as low as in the 50s, but mostly in the 60s and the 0.70s, and now it's at 1.12. And usually that's seen, but seen looks pretty good, so I don't know what it is. But it isn't the mount. It has to do with all those other things that go on when you shoot close to the horizon. And it could be a little bit of everything. So let's go back to Saturn and see where we are there. Oh no, we were processing this image. I get to doing too many things. And okay, what does this mean? they divide these for every. This represents all the frames, all 5,000 frames that I took, and there's a line that splits the difference. 50% of the frames are above this, not 50%, but we have frames above the line, we have frames below the line, and where this green line crosses, that tells me that this is about the 25%, 50%, and 75% progress line, and it tells me that about 25% of my frames are in the top 50% as far as clarity and so forth. So that's what we know now. So that helps me decide how many I'm going to keep. So I'm going to keep about 15%. This is the top 75%, and so we have very few in the top 75%, maybe 8 or 9%, but I'm going to keep 15% and see what happens. Now I need to put some alignment points on, and it's a small target, I'm going to use boxes that are 24 pixels by 24 pixels and place a grid automatically. So I'm going to have it close to the edge for, let's clear this, and okay. Now let's stack this one at 15%. Then I'm going to take it into RegiStacks, and we can go ahead and open that up. It's done, and let's go find it. And we want to do 17, Saturn, 15%. There's our image. Let's show the full image. Oh my goodness. We're bright. Let's go to RGB balance. Let's auto balance. I didn't realize that I had exposed, close to overexposing it. Don't need that anymore. Let's rotate it. Let's go back up to about here. Too much. Here, too much. A little bit more, less. There you go. That's kind of like I prefer to see it like that. Let's go to, let's try our histogram, and I want to move this into maybe there, and let's stretch it. Let's reset it. We don't need to stretch it. We may want to move it back here. Let's try stretching it. And let's leave it right there. Let's bring up gamma. Let's make this a little bigger. Let's reset this. And let's right click here. And let's right click here. And let's bring this down a little. And let's bring this down a little. Yeah, maybe a little more. Let's go back up. Okay. And then let's raise up some wavelets. We'll get kind of aggressive here. It's building a box that points to the image size, sensor size. Ooh, the noise is coming, so let's start. Run this up to 15. Let's run this up to 15, the noise, and this up to 15 with the other way. I didn't know I could go minus noise. How do you apply minus noise? All the times I've done this, oh, don't want to go to 20 either. Maybe I do. I just never go to 20, ever. Okay, we're pretty aggressive here. This is where, I'll drag this down some. Over here on these tight features, these wavelets up here really affect the smaller details, and over here the larger details as you move down. Let's add some sharpening in the larger details, and I'm going to have to take this into Photoshop and do some AI noise reduction. There we go. That's not looking too bad. I'm going to save this scheme, and I'm just going to call it Jupiter 9. What's today? 18? 18. Not Jupiter. Saturn 918. So let's go back to, let's see where we are with Saturn. And we're capturing currently 2,500 frames. We're going to go to 5,000. And then over on our other telescope, our guiding's still under 1, but not all that hot. I tell you what, let's go up to 2 seconds and see if that so far it's made it worse. So let's go down to a half a second since we're let's clear it out. Give it time to settle down. It's not any better. So let's just go back to, we were at, let's go to 1.5 seconds. This yellow line is the signal. If you go to settings, then actually it's my star mask. I want the signal. So I don't need my star mask. Let me go back. I'm going to uncheck that. So this is the signal to noise of my guide star. Actually, it's gotten a lot worse. And again, it's kind of like last night. It was half of this amount, and we were dealing with it's the same mount, it's the same telescope, and it hasn't been nudged. Nothing's been done to it. It hasn't been covered up. It's been out all day, nothing but an umbrella, a big patio umbrella, a 9-footer covering both telescopes. So that's it. It used to freak me out. How could guiding be so good one day and so bad the next? And when people said, well, it's seeing conditions. And I guess it's right. But what is seeing conditions doing that causes guiding to be so foul? And once it was explained to me, everything began to make sense. When there's all this turbulence in the atmosphere, your guide star is moving. Your mount's not dealing with problems. The guide star's jumping around, and your mount's just trying to keep centered on the star. So it's sending pulses so it can center pixel on pixel on the star that's bouncing around due to seeing conditions. Now, kind of what I don't understand is that when I go out to, now this is over Spartanburg, where we're imaging now, and we're pretty high in the sky. If we go outside and look, here is, well, it's even higher in the sky than that. Here is the wide field. So we're shooting into the best part of the sky. And sure are. And then this is Saturn. It's about up here now. And the Smith-Cassegrain is on Saturn. Yeah, the only thing that I've changed here is I've put a big patio umbrella that covers up both of them during the daytime. Yet, if you look at the video yesterday, the guiding on both of these was pretty decent. It's really good on this wide field. And I don't get it because seeing looks to be pretty decent over. Well, let's bring up. We're still on the wrong one. We're on the processing computer. Let's go to the. There we go. It's moved a little bit. It's drifting. Let's see. It's drifting south. So north, it's drifting this way. So it's drifting in declination. Which it's polar line within one arc second. So I mean 1 arc minute. So it's in pretty good polar alignment. But it's a consumer mount, and they're going to not always deliver. They don't ever deliver guiding where there is no declination corrections. In theory, your declination should be precisely the same, and there should not be any pulse correction sent to the mount, because there should never be any declination movement once you center your target. The only thing that should move really is your mount in right ascension. And there shouldn't be a lot of backlash when there's always a force driving the mount in right ascension. But in declination, once it stops, once the declination pulse is sent and then it stops moving, when it starts up again, it takes that split second for the gears to engage. Is that backlash that causes it. There's a correction. If you go down here, if we bring up, look at the guiding down here. Guiding's not good here, but that was that bump we just saw right here. Ding dong. So my declination is, this is the red line, is my culprit. It's moving west. You know, though, I'm guiding on a moon, so I got to remember that. Each time I try to set up a new guide star, automatically it wants to go back and pick up this moon of Saturn. So the Saturn does not move in pure sidereal time. It's not like a star. So we're not moving in sidereal time, yet I'm guiding in sidereal time right here. So we are. I do want to do one thing, though. I want to bring up Cartez, and I want to go to telescope, and I want to sync this, and then I want to make sure it did sync. I'm going to, yep, we have one sync right there, and there it is. It's on Saturn, and that's the RA and the deck So, and when we go over to Jupiter in a short, start imaging that, we'll sync that as well. And I'll save it and we'll have a good model. I screwed it up the other day and deleted them. And all it does really is that when you start up, you can slew to Saturn and it's centered. As it was, I deleted the sync points and it wasn't centered, and I had to use my guide scope. I use it as a finder, and I just center it into this, and then it's centered. Wow, how bad is that? RMS is at 253, guiding off of the one of the moons. Oh, funny. Okay, let's go back to the. We can delete this. Did we save? Let's save the image. Oh, we got to do. No, we got to do all. Let's do all, and apply all the settings. And then let's save the image. And that's fine. I do want to. Why am I clocking? Windows. Love Windows. Now it's not responding. That's okay. Overwrite existing file. No. Let's save the image. I meant to type in underscore reg for processed in Registacks. Now let's save it. All right, let's go back to AutoStacker and let's open one of the Jupiters we did yesterday and see what that looks like. Let's just take the first one and let's clear our we can okay, let's just kind of scrub through this and see if, oh yeah, let's use that and let's analyze. While it's analyzing, let's head over, let's clear that out. That gives me a headache. And let's head over to, we're still around 1. And that's okay because this has an image scale of 2.32. So as long as it doesn't go over 2.32, it's okay. The deck and the RA aren't close. I hate that because that's where your stars start getting kind of oblong. But it is what it is. So let's go to our, okay, we're at 63. We're headed towards 80. We got an hour left to do this. And then we're going to move to this target, the Heart Nebula. And we're going to take 75 of those images at 240, both HAO3 and S2. You know, I don't think it has a lot of S2. I think it's mostly HA. And it's reflecting light. So I just know it shows red whenever you go to, see, we were at Astrobin a while ago. Let's go back there and let's find, let's go back a screen. this is what I'm taking. I'm taking the SHO palette. Dadgone, they don't have any, nobody's leaving information anymore. Well, maybe they're not telling you what. I hate that. I wish everybody on Astrobin would populate it with, let's see, let's try this one. No. They're just putting the image up and they're not. You have to, when I put an image up, yay me, and this is my Astrobin. When I put an image up, let's just take this one. I tell you everything I was using, and it goes down through all of the everything I was using and all of my everything. Why is this coming up? I didn't know I had ads on my website. What is this on my Astrobin page? That's a bummer. What are they doing? Let's I think I've done the heart this year or this past year, but I put everything on here and it tells you how many darks, flat darks that I took and how many total integration hours I used. So I wish everybody did that, and I don't know why. It takes time to put all your information in there. Anyway, I'm not going to fool with it. Let's go back to, and we're done. No, we're not done. Oh, we have 10,000 frames. That's why it's taken a long time. So, yeah, I took a whole lot of frames, and I have a member of our astronomy group that's a terrific. He's just a terrific planetary imager. And he's got some outstanding equipment. He's got a 14-inch Dob. No, it may be a 16-inch Dob. It's a beast, and he images with that. And he has a Smith Cassegrain, I think it's a 12-inch. And so he's got some good equipment, and he borrows that as well. But he'll take 15 to 20,000 frames in his AVI files and then run those through WinJupose. That's pretty cool. If you're watching this and you're not getting high resolution, at the bottom and to the right of these YouTube pages, there's a settings icon. If you click on that and elect 1080 HD, then you'll see it in high definition in HD, whatever I'm doing. I didn't know that it went as low as 144 pixel resolution. Someone in comments last night said the image is not very clear. Okay, so we have better than 50%. We're better than 15%. I'm going to take 20% of these frames and keep them. So let's apply a grid. Let's go to 48. Let's clear that, and let's apply a larger box. There we go. And so let's stack this. And so we're going to be stacking 2,000 frames. It's going to take a little longer to do that. We're going to have some more detail to work with Jupyter. And while it's doing that, let's head back over to Look at this correction. Do, 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 do. That's terrible. But we're on one of Saturn's moons, so go figure. And it's fine. It's fine. We got Saturn's had some drift. How many frames have we finished? I think we finished. Let's look and see how many we got. And we took, let's see, we want right here 918 Saturn, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got them all. So we have there's 20 items and half of them on your camera settings, so we got all 10 frames. So let's see where Jupiter is right now. Maybe it's time to go see Jupiter. How high is it? Let's click on it and hover over it. It's about 25 degrees, so let's go to Jupiter. That's where we're headed. So I want to stop guiding, clear, stop, and let's bring up Cortez, and let's go to Jupiter and slew to it. So here we're leaving Saturn and we're moving around to Jupiter. Jupiter. See how far off we are. We got to start guiding again, or start looping, and so we're not synced at all. So it's down here somewhere. There's the moons. So let's move it up, which is west. And it's slowly getting there. Let's change to say a half a second, because we don't need. I'm going to change this to 2 times sidereal. It'll move faster. Sometimes moves too fast. Let's go now to 1 times sidereal. Let's move it up here, and then let's go north a little bit. And let's go north just a nudge. Maybe up just a little bit. And let's see if we have it. There it is. We got to go wet north or west. And you go. And we need now to go south. I got to think. A little bit too far. We're trying to center this thing. Alright, let's go back out to guiding and let's start looping. See if we're guiding on another moon. It won't guide good then, but whatever. Let's go back out here, and we're gonna get to bring our gain down now to, let's bring it down to about there. And we've got, when you're doing I found out when I'm doing the planets, I want my RGB histogram to be slightly to the left of the center line here. So I'm going to bring the exposure down just a little bit. It looks like it's underexposed. Well, I can go up just a little bit, but that's fine. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a capture session. We're going to start capturing, and this time we're going to take 10,000 frames, and they're going to be we're going to take 10. We're going to have a 20-second interval, and so yes, let's do it. So here we go. So we're off and running. That's going to take probably 30-40 minutes to get all those at 25 frames per second. I'm not going to do the math, but it's going to take some time. So let's now check where we are taking the veil. If you're just joining, stars look fine, and a high stretch shows we're getting some blue. We're going to get some nice blue color right in here. I see a spike over here in PhD 2. We're up at 142 now. So guiding, look, we're having, okay, I'm going to go back down to guiding in 1 second. I'm going to clear my target out. I'm not even going to pay any attention to it for a while. And let's go back, and last night guiding became horrific, just terrible. And we still have a half flux radius. Our stars are still pretty decent shape. Our means come down from 22 something to 21. Not as good as last night. So maybe the scene isn't as good as last night. To me, watching the planets move, I thought the scene was even better than last night, but it isn't, can't be, or my guiding would be. We're still processing 10,000 frames. Takes a gracious plenty of time. So just have to wait it out. And let's go back to Jupiter and take a look at her. So this is north right here, south, west, and east. And it needs to turn. I need to rotate the camera about 50 degrees, not quite, see, 45 would put it 45 degrees. And no, I want to go this way. So 45, maybe 75 degrees, I need to rotate it. Let me think. Yes, 75 degrees. So tomorrow I'm doing that, because the sky looks like I'm going to be able to image again tomorrow. And I will image every night I can if I don't have a game to photograph. And I don't think I have one tomorrow. It won't go into it won't go late. If I do, it'll be like golf or cross country or tennis. It's not going to be football. So maybe volleyball. Yeah, that's what it is. It's boys volleyball tomorrow. That'll go from 7 to 8:39. Yeah. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. You're looking at Jupiter live, and we're going to go back to our current imaging session, and we're taking the O3 that didn't get captured last night, and we're 13 frames away, 49 minutes. And let's see, 49 minutes will be close to 11 o'clock. And 11 o'clock, we're going to move over and take the Heart Nebula IC 1805 or LBN 654. And that's what we're doing. Looks like guiding got a little better. Let's go see. Yeah, we're at 1. And I don't like this. Deck is high, RA is not. And so that's not so much seen. Deck is, I don't know what's going on. I need to run the guiding assistant, but I didn't do that. It's been a long time since I ran that. But the temperatures at night haven't varied that much. The mounts haven't been moved. Didn't really see a need to do it. So we didn't. And let's go back. And we'll look at, let's go back and look at our images taken so far. So far, no airplanes. That's unusual because we're in that part of the sky. There was one. Wasn't it? Nah. Eyes are playing tricks on me. Okay, well. Just downloaded another one. So we're 12 away from moving on. And again, I'm picking up the O3 that clouds destroyed last night. And I want to end up with 80 images in all. That's the plan. So let's head over to Saturn and see what's cooking. Now we're still processing this one of the Saturns we took last night. Let's go over to a live view of Jupiter. That's, why did I say Saturn? I meant Jupiter. And again, another night of Jupiter and Saturn imaging. We're taking 10,000 frames. I know I've got one in the can. And let's go down to see how many we have got. Oh, I forgot to change the name. So I know this one here has to be Jupiter. We'll click on it. Yeah, it's not going to play it on that app. I was afraid of that. It's a large file. 1.4 gigabyte. And no, that's what I'm collecting right now. It's 12.4 gigabytes. This is the one I just took, and this is the new one I'm adding to right now. So they are large files. Saturn are 6.2. It's double, 5,000, 10,000 frames. So that's what you expect. but they're large. And my little old laptop's just working themselves to death. They have slow processors and they're trying. I thought I would stay live until we move on to the new target, but I think I'm going to go ahead and shut down this live session and go fix me a snack. I'm getting hungry doing this. So we're 42 seconds away from having 69, and we'll have 11 more to take. 45 minutes. I'll starve to death in the next 45 minutes. So I'm going to go call this one a night. The star party is coming to an end. If you're joining this, glad you're here. Have a great rest of the evening. If you're imaging, I hope it's going great with clear skies. If you're not, I hope you have clear skies soon so you can. Catch you later.